Monday, September 22nd. This is regular class. We're going to take a look at the poem Spider. Don't forget Heroes Pizza Party coming up on Friday. Poetry due tomorrow. Blah, blah. Information is up there. Zach? Tomorrow. I know. I'm excited to have an impact on you also.
Oh. Hi,
I know. It's been a while since you guys have had a chance to lose points, but you just fully embrace it. Grant? You can in just a moment. For the poem, The Spider, what we're going to do on Friday's quiz, maybe a little on Thursday, you're going to have a poem that you have to read on your own and be able to figure out similes, metaphors, what it's about, without me explaining them to you ahead of time. So today and tomorrow are going to be training for that. We're going to have a poem that's slightly difficult, and you're going to have to go through it, figure out what's going on in that poem, stuff like that. With the spider. Before we can go from there, though, we have to go ahead and start with Kevin. What's a stanza?
It's a paragraph in a poem.
Nicely done. How do we know when a stanza ends?
The space.
Nicely done. And in our poem, The Spider, how many stanzas do we have?
6.
Oh, nicely done. You're so fancy. We have a total of 6. So we'll go through, take a look at it from there, and Grant will have you read the first stanza, and then I'll read it, and then we're going to find similes and metaphors and fun things from there. Buff?
I have a question.
Yes, that's why you raised your hand.
On there, it looks like the spider's on your head.
I know. Hang on.
That's not a question, is it?
Sorry. I can arrange it so I can move so it's just like right on top of me. Oh. Alright. Sorry, I was entertaining myself. I'm done now. There's no fun at school. Grant! Go for it.
With 6 small diamonds for his eyes, he walks upon the summer skies, drawing from his silken blouse the lacework of his dwelling house.
Nicely done. With 6 small diamonds for his eyes, he walks upon the summer skies, drawing from his silken blouse the lacework of his dwelling house. We start off with similes and metaphors, or at least a simile or metaphor. It's not super exciting, at least it's something. Lisa?
With 6 small diamonds for his eyes.
Simile or metaphor?
Metaphor.
Nicely done. Comparing what two things?
The diamonds and eyes.
Nicely done. Spider's eyes and diamonds. Now, the other part of the question is, why are we comparing spider's eyes to diamonds? And it's not because spider's eyes are valuable and that girls like them when you put them on rings and give them to them. I'm pretty sure if you gave a girl with spider's eyes on a ring, she'd probably freak out and call you a creeper. Rufus?
Because they're small and like shiny.
Works for me. The shiny, sparkly thing is what I'm going through. I don't get into staring contests with spiders very often, but I'm guessing that they have really sparkly eyes that you get a chance to look at. Yes?
How is that a metaphor?
Because it says he has with 6 small diamonds for his eyes. You're saying that his eyes are diamonds.
But I thought a metaphor had to use the word this.
Only similes have to use like or as. Metaphors, there are no words they have to use. And trust me, when we get farther down, it's going to get even tougher. Stanza 2. Jack?
Oh, I was gonna read that.
Oh, we're not there yet. Hang on. This line, he walks upon the summer skies. Kind of a metaphor, but more just all poetry stuff. How is it that the speaker, he's not a speaker, sorry, the spider. This one does not have a speaker. How is it the spider walks upon the summer skies? Because they can't actually like levitate, because if spiders could fly, we'd all want them to die. Like it.
His web is up high, so it's like he's in the air.
Nicely done. So it's the idea where you can't always see them when you're walking along, and you see that when you. If you guys ever go to these things called forests, they have trees, they're outside. You sometimes see them in video games. And you'll be going along, and you'll see this thing, you're like, what? And you get closer, and it's just a giant spider. And it looks like it's just floating in the air, just going, I'm gonna get you. And you get closer, and then all, and you run away screaming. Well, it's because you can't see the web, so it looks like it's just like hanging up there, ready to get you. So, gesundheit. That's the walking upon the summer skies, because it looks like when you get closer, he's just like up there. Or when you tap the web to like freak him out, and you're like, go away, spider. And you hit the web, and he's like, rah, and he takes off running. It looks like he's just running across the sky, which if spiders could actually do that, we'd die. Because the last thing you want is like spiders that could just fly around. This word, drawing from his silken blouse, kind of metaphoric. Well, but you have to know first what a blouse is. what is a blouse? Travis?
Isn't it like an old saying for underwear or something?
You're close. It is a wearable item, a little different than underwear, but you're on the right track. Cameron?
It's like a shirt.
Nice one. It's a flouncy, girly shirt. Jack Sparrow, in the picture up here, pirates oftentimes wore a blousey type thing, right? Had like the big white sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
If I wore one, I imagine I spend all my time just doing this because you feel like you could fly because the sleeves are like flappy, flappy. And so it has like the flappy, flappy kind of
Wear
things.
some one tomorrow.
So that's the whole blouse thing. Now here it's saying that drawing from his silk. That word, drawing, does not mean like drawing, but there's another definition of drawing. What's the other definition of drawing? Jack?
Like, can I give an example?
Sure.
Like, if I were to draw my pencil.
Nicely done. It means to pull out. If you have a lottery drawing, or if I say draw your sword, it does not mean paper, pencil, okay, it looks like this, like that, anything like that. It means that you are pulling it out. So here it says drawing from his blouse the thing to make his house. What is the spider's house? A web. Now here's where it gets tricky, and here's where you have to use your brain. Why are they making the comparison between pulling apart your shirt and a spider creating their web? The connection between the two that requires all the thinky stuff to go in. Sophie?
Because when you have like a string thing on your shirt, it's like
Yes. You're so close.
it's like a thread.
Yes, it
and
is.
That's what happens when spiders make their web.
Nice. What's their web made out of?
What?
What's their web made out of?
Oh.
Right, like thready stuff, silky thread. And so the same idea. It's the idea that you're pulling when you have that string and you're just like, string, and you keep pulling and all of a sudden your whole shirt just goes and then falls apart. And it's the same idea except here he's using it to make his web and rolling it around from there. And then slowly you would see it fall apart like Bogart's and Carson's points. Yes, ooh, points. I'm not sure. You've also been losing points for talking too, so I'm not sure I burned them yet. Burned myself, yes. So much fun.
I know.
And then, now down to stanza 2. Jack, you said you wanted to do stanza 2?
Yes, please.
Go for it.
He lays his staircase as he goes under the 8 thoughtful toes and grows with
Concentric, yeah.
flower. Okay. Of his shadowless thin bower.
Nice, well done. He lays his staircase as he goes under his 8 thoughtful toes and grows with the concentric flower of his shadowless thin bower. I don't expect you guys to know this word. Even if, like Jack, you didn't know how to pronounce it, what clue would you use to figure out how to pronounce it? If you got to it, how would you have some idea to at least get close? Miriam?
Flower, like kind of rhyme with flower.
Nice, well done. So instead of like bower or bower or a bower, you're like, oh, flower, hour. And so you have to use that whole rhyme thing to match it up. So you did exactly right, Jack. Nice, well done. Jinky?
I thought it was withdraw. Like, cause when you're at like a what is this? Money thingies.
Oh, at the ATM,
ATM.
withdraw?
They say like withdraw, they don't say draw.
That's the different thing. Withdraw is this very similar. This means to take out.
Just take it out.
So here we have another simile and or metaphor that we have going into this one. And what is our simile and or metaphor on this one? Oliver?
He lays his staircase as he. Yeah, that's right.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, well done. Now here's where it gets tricky, and this is what scares you off, is trying to figure out what 2 things are being compared. Because only one of them is in the metaphor. The other one requires you to use your brain. But I'm scared. It's okay. I have faith in you. So what 2 things are being compared, Oliver?
The staircase.
Yes? Now here's to help you out. You ever been on a staircase? Good. What do you do on a staircase?
You walk up,
Good. Sometimes you also,
walk down,
and then sometimes you also,
walk up,
and then sometimes you also,
fall.
well, I guess, I was going to walk down again, but, or you could just fall. But they're saying that the spider's building a staircase. Mr. Brovicast, spiders can't build staircases. They have little tiny legs. They can't lift the wood up and the nails. You're right. They can't build staircases. This is why it's a metaphor. So what is it he builds that allows him to?
The webs?
Are you asking me?
No,
Well, nicely done. So what two things are being compared?
The staircase and the web.
Nicely done. Not done yet. Why are we comparing the staircase to a web? What is it he can do on it?
Walk up and down.
Nicely done. See how? Mr. Brovicast, it's easy when you put it that way. Yeah, it's called learning. That's how learning works. It makes things easier. Nicely done, Oliver. Under his name. Oh, this word. Boop. Concentric. It refers to circles. Do you guys know what concentric means when it refers to circle? Travis?
When you, what's it called? You, spangled? No.
No. That is tempting.
Isn't it when you, like you put something around something?
You're on the right track. It does have things going around. Jake?
When you find the middle of a circle.
Getting closer. It does have things going around other things, and it does deal with the middle. Christian?
When you connect them?
Kind of. So you have a circle, and then you have a smaller circle, and then you have a smaller circle, and then you have a smaller circle inside that. So circle, 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 circle. What would you call all of those circles?
Circles.
To help you out, sometimes you shop at a store, and you get to see the symbol. See how quickly it came to you? It's a what? Good job. It's a target. And so concentric is where you have a circle, and then a circle, and then a circle like target. It's the same idea. So here it's saying, and his, what was the staircase referring to again?
Webs.
Nice one. His web, it grows with the concentric flower of his shadowless thin bower. Mr. Brovicast, I don't know what a bower is. I know, but you know what the metaphor is, because we're referring to whatever the bower is. It doesn't cast a shadow, and it's really thin, and he builds it. What does he build that's really thin and casts no shadows? Sue? A web. Now the actual definition of a bower, I said of a bower, there you go. Over this way. There you go. The actual definition of a bower is something hopefully you all have. It makes your lives much, much easier. When you're not at school, you spend a lot of time there, and that would be?
House.
Nicely done. And so that would be a house. Now, the question here is, what is his bower going to be? Nicely done. And so it's going to be a web. Here's where the concentric flower comes in, because if you look at it, it looks like where you see the concentric circles, the whole, and so it looks now, it's a scary flower. It's like the scariest flower ever. So we'll take that out. Pretty flower, scary flower, pretty flower. And so you have the little, the concentric circles that go into it, and so that'd be the connection to his house. Thoughtful toast. Zach!
What? He doesn't walk up the staircase.
Sometimes he does. If it's a spider web, sometimes he goes up this way, sometimes down. No, it just means up and down. It's just trying to make that metaphor type thing. Yeah.
So that spider in the top right corner is a PR spider.
No, what?
Because that other little spider took his web.
It does. He's a hater.
I bet you put that.
He's a very angry spider. It grows the concentric flower. And so that's, this and grows with the concentric flower is a metaphor, because what are they comparing the concentric flower to?
A web.
Why are we comparing the flower to a web? That's the tough one. Grant?
Because they're concentric circles.
Nice. So then you have the thing in the middle, like we saw the daisies on the one with the caterpillar, and then you have like things coming around it. It's supposed to look kind of flower-ish. Jinky?
Can I have taste so I can complete my unit Rubicon?
Not right. Stanza number 3! Let's keep going from there. Sure, Grace, you can read that one.
His back legs are a pair of hands. They can
Spindle.
spindle out the strands of a thread that is so small it stops the sunlight not at all.
Nicely done. His back legs are a pair of hands. They can spindle out the strands of a thread that is so small it stops the sunlight not at all. What's that, Katie? You said there's a similar metaphor. You're right, there is! Nicely done! Where is it in there?
His back legs are a pair of hands.
Nicely done. Similar metaphor. Comparing what two things?
Legs and hands.
hang on. Let's get rid of this one. Alright, and then you had that one right there. So why, now here's where it gets tricky. Why would we be comparing a spider and saying his back legs are a pair of hands? That comparison on that one. Binkles?
Because, like, you use your hands to do stuff and you use his back legs to do
Nicely done. I mean, he doesn't use them to like hold cups of coffee or anything like that because he always spills them because he goes up and down. But the idea of using the hands to do stuff. This word, spindle. Do you guys, for those of you who have taken facts or those of you who have been to Conner Prairie, know what a spindle is? Zach?
Is the thing that it's like spins thread?
Nicely done. It's big, at Conner Prairie, the big wooden ones have the thread that goes around. And in fact, you have like a little one, the bobbin is another type of little spindle that has the thread that goes around. But here it's saying his back legs are a pair of hands that can spindle out the strands of a thread that is so small it stops the sunlight not at all. What is the thread that they're talking about? Grant? Nicely done. And so it doesn't stop the sunlight. This is where I don't know if you guys have ever spent time actually watching a spider spin its web. But it's kind of a neat thing to watch. The spider on the back side of it, not its tushy, on its tushy there is a hole, not that hole, different hole, that's filled with goo. And the way it is this goo is what creates the web. I had kids who seemed to think that for some reason like the spider stored the string in it like rope and it would just like pull it out. It would just pull it. That's not the way it works. It has this little gooey hole. And the back legs dip into this little gooey hole and it's like spit. Don't do this here. But if you were just like go and like pull it out, that's what the spider does. But his gooey spit stuff turns hardened automatically into string. That's his superpower. It's like a string and you can like
How
tie
does
it.
it work?
And so it hardens when it hits the air.
How do
So
you know this?
this magical thing called YouTube. You can go on there and they have like they videotape it and it's really cool to watch.
I'm gonna wrap
But
up. I feel like
when they do it, the front 6 legs hold on to the web and the back 2 legs do all of the work. And they go in there and they dip in that little hole. And they pull out the spit and that's what makes the whole web. So when they do it, the back 2 legs do all the work with the whole and they make the whole web that way. Things you learned today. That spiders don't store string inside of them. They store goo that turns into string. It's magic string goo.
Magic!
That's why if you squish a spider hard enough, string will not shoot out. No matter how hard you squish them, it isn't like, just like shoot out like confetti. It's not the way things work.
That'd be cool.
I've been squeezing spiders forever. Yeah, that's why. It just doesn't happen. Travis?
Are you an arachnophobic?
No, I think they're really cool.
Then don't look up camel spider.
Yeah, the camel spiders are huge. Jack,
You've got to show me this magical
thing called YouTube?
process.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll see if I can find it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yesterday we were looking at this like extension pond.
Yeah, huh?
There was literally a spider. The body was this big,
Uh-huh.
and the legs were like this thick,
Uh-huh.
but they were short.
Uh-huh.
And it was just walking really slowly, and it was the
Sounds
biggest spider I
delicious.
could see. In
It's
my
a thread that is so small.
Did you say something delicious?
Yeah.
We should watch that.
They're good to eat. Come on, Stanza number 4. We're down to that one. Sure. Go ahead and go for it, Isabel.
He spins himself to threads of dew, which will harden soon into lines that cut like slender knives across the insect's airy lives.
Nicely done. He spins himself to threads of dew that will harden soon into lines that cut like slender knives across the insect's airy lives. Let's see if we have to that one, to there too. Actually, I forgot to ask. The numbers out to the side that go throughout the poem, why are we adding math to poetry and having numbers that go through the entire thing? Biff?
To show how many lines.
Nicely done. So that's the whole counting of the lines as we go through. And random kid. 2 random children. 3. No, I can count to 2. Alright, and way to recognize yourself. Alright.
Boom.
I didn't get my picture taken by my teacher.
Because I like to use it to poke around. We are going to stop here because this is where we got to with my other classes, and we're going to save stanzas 4, 5, and 6 for tomorrow. And the joy of tomorrow is we're going to have magic lens. So that means we're going to double and 1. We're going to do 2 sentences as opposed to 1 sentence. And when does your homework come due?
Friday.
Good. And for your magic lens sentences tomorrow, the sentences are going to be more challenging. I threw in a little bit tougher words, but you also get a chance to go for the delicious monkey treats. I am assigning homework only one day this week. What day am I assigning homework?
Today.
No.
Thursday.
Where would we look to find this by social? Nicely done. Wednesday, where it says right there, homework. And then, what? You okay? What day is your tech day?
Friday.
Again, that's what we're looking over here. And what day is our quiz?
Friday.
What day is our party?
Monday.
Are we going to end up being globy losers?
No.
That's up to you guys.